Today we're going to be talking about getting abs. So why can you not see your damn abs? This question comes up so much, and it's very simple. So we're going to start off with the very basic number one thing about abs is your nutrition. Shocker. Abs are indeed revealed in the kitchen. So if you can't see your abs right now, something is going on where you're in probably a calorie surplus and you're not able to see them because you're eating too much food, you have too much fat around your stomach and your waist, and they're simply not revealed. So it kind of depends what body fat you're at and how much muscle you have to be able to see them. Obviously, if you have a shit ton of muscle mass, then you're going to be able to see your abs at a higher body fat percentage. If you have lower muscle mass, then you're not going to be able to see them probably until sub 15. It just very depends. Some guys can see them at 20%. So body fat's, again, a hard thing to measure just based on sight. At least for me, you can kind of roughly tell, but it's not something that I would say, oh, well, he's X percent, therefore I can see his abs. It's very dependent on a lot of factors. Muscle and body fat percentage, muscle mass and body fat percentage are probably the two. So if we want to get abs, Everybody has abs, guys. It's not like you get them or don't get them. You have them. So you just have to reveal them. And the first thing is nutrition. So let's talk a little bit about it. If we are eating whole foods and we're eating in a calorie, if we're eating maintenance or if we're eating in a deficit, then there's a good chance you'll be able to see them. Now, most people don't really eat maintenance unless they're trying to. People end up overeating, especially in America. So usually you're in a surplus, even if you're not thinking about it. Now, if we go into a deficit, that's going to shed the fat around our stomach and abdomen area, lower abdomen, and we'll be able to see the abs. So I would say nutrition, we'll start off with calorie deficit. And I know I talk about nutrition quite a bit in videos, but, oops, I didn't dash the T. Calorie deficit is going to get us the abs, and the lower we go in terms of body fat, then, we could think of it like this. We could think of body fat as that drops, then abs go up, almost, something like that. So the lower the body fat you get, the more you're going to see your abs. And it's not complicated how this works, but people overcomplicate it and people make it difficult because they can't control their cravings. So I recommend, to put it simply, just prep all your food, cook all your food. You're going to be, in a good spot with your nutrition there. If you eat, healthy things, don't deep fry anything, obviously. Just use a grill all your food, or just cook it in a pan, whatever works for you, or the oven. And then you're going to start seeing a lot of results with that. Eat volume foods, eat, a lot of vegetables. Potatoes are great. I love potatoes, I eat them every day. You can also eat, kale, you can eat broccoli, cauliflower, those kind of things to help supplement your meals. I love melons too. Fruits are great. Melons, I've been on a kick of melons. I keep saying that. I love them. They're so good. Watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew. They all got a lot of good properties for them, a lot of micronutrients. And make sure you eat fats too. Don't skimp on your fats. If you can fit an avocado into your macros, throw one in there. Salmon's great. Helps with your omega-3 fatty acids. And, you can have a couple of nuts, here or there. But you don't want to be eating a ton of them because those are going to add up in calories very quickly. And if you're trying to reveal your abs and get that definition, then that's not going to work out. So point number 2, how do we train them? Or should we even train them? And that's not a great H. I really think a lot of the time with abs, they are sort of built through compound movements just by bracing your core. And I do a lot of back squats and a lot of, dumbbell press movements that are more core movements or complex movements. So they're using multiple different muscle groups. That's going to help build your core because you have to use them as a stabilizer muscle. If you're really lacking, then there are 2 exercises that I would recommend. So we'll kind of put them down here. These will be cable crunches, we'll call them. I don't really know the exact name of these. Basically, you take the cable, you could be on your knees, kind of put it behind your head, and just do like a crunch. those work your upper abs. They're pretty cool. Again, usually people have pretty developed upper abs, but you can throw them in if you want, and they'll definitely improve your muscle density, I guess you could say. They'll look a little bit bigger over time. The other one I like to do is, and I keep looking over, is the hanging leg raises. I do those actually quite often because I find that my lower abs are definitely not as defined as my upper abs. And so building some more mass into them, making them a little bit bigger would definitely help. And so I do the hanging leg raises, and I do like, I don't know, like 4 sets of 12 of those. Just do like 4 sets of 10, 12 of each of these. And I'll write these down. Hanging leg raise. My handwriting sucks, but you guys get the point. So these 2 exercises are going to be kind of the go-tos for training abs. Don't do all the other random stuff. The other thing I do want to mention is if you're training abs, definitely make sure you're using like weights with them. You don't want to just be kind of doing like the floor stuff where you do like, I don't know, you see like these things called penguins where you like kind of like waddle. It's like stuff like that's not really going to help. That's actually going to make your V-taper look a lot worse because you're training obliques. I played a lot of tennis when I was a kid. I played in college actually, and we did a lot of oblique work. So I've always kind of thought my obliques have been developed a little bit more than I'd like them to be. It's just the way it is. My waist isn't like horribly wide, but it's something that I've definitely mentally noted to stop training as much as possible. Like if I can help it, don't touch it at all. And it depends what your goals are. If you want to be aesthetic, I would not train your obliques because over time they do get bigger if you really hit them hard. We used to do like banded workouts all the time with them. Not great. Even though it's just like bands, it does strengthen them and they get larger. So just be careful with that. Definitely try and train the front abdominal muscles more so than the sides. Otherwise, these are pretty much the main 2 things for abs. They're not complicated. The hard part about getting them is you don't see any progress in like the first, depending on how fat you are, the first month or 2, or even 5 or 6 months, you might not see them. My most recent cut, I was probably like 22, 23% body fat. I don't think I was quite 25, but I could really not see them. And then it took me to get down closer to 15 to really start to be able to see them. And so that took a while. It took like 2 to 3 months of me just kind of looking terrible, feeling not great. And then I finally started to see them and I was like, oh, okay, I can work with this. Sorry. But if you guys can stick out the cut, stick out the deficit, and continue to train, eat the right nutrition, you're going to be good to go. Abs are one of those muscles that a lot of people think, oh, well, if I just do like a floor routine, if I just do bicycle kicks with them or whatever, or just like the, leg raises when you're on the ground laying flat or like crunches, that's going to train them. It does train them. But the reason that we do these, you can do these with like weights as well, these guys. But I would do these with weights if you can work up to these. And then these you should be doing with weights right here because, we need to use hypertrophy to actually strengthen muscle. If we're just using body weight over and over again, it's not going to actually make the muscle that much bigger as fast as we could with weights. So that's why it's important. Just treat it like your biceps, like your bicep curling. Okay, I can curl 35s, now I go to 40s. I can curl 40s, now I go to 45s. Just keep working your way up and you'll find you'll get stronger. And your gyms might have actually machines like this for abs. I know one of my gyms that I used to go to, it had literally like a crunch machine. It was kind of crazy and it did work the core really well. So if you want to use that instead of the cable, then it's probably going to be a little easier to use, to be honest. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Shorter video, but I hope you took some value out of it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you find it easier or more difficult to get abs, or maybe what your routine is to get them, and if you keep them year round, or like kind of what you guys do with all that. But anyways, appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.